Hi everyone, this is John Wayne McClung, and we're solving one math problem at a time. Today we're going to continue this series of videos on quickly transitioning to online teaching, specifically for math teachers. In the previous video, I covered the essential tools for math teachers for transitioning to teach online. But you don't have to watch that one first if you came across this video first. Definitely perfectly okay to watch this one. So and this one is on simple tips for class. So the first thing is I highly recommend that you have a policy for your commute time to class. You will want to take roll, most of you. Maybe in college, maybe not, that's not true, but certainly high school, middle school, you're going to want to take roll, and it's very difficult to take roll while students are entering class and get them going on the work at the same time. So in my classes, I have a commute time to class. Students are expected to show up at least 10 minutes early to test that their technology is working properly. So that is their commute time to class. Very reasonable request, since if they were going to a site for their classes, they would have a much longer commute time, including getting dressed and doing all those other things that is not necessary when you're online, especially say if you do it the way I do, which is I don't have my students, all my students' videos are turned off and all of their audio is turned off, and we just have the chat turned on. With older groups, you may want to allow the audio to be turned on for at least certain situations. But the chat, this generation of students, they're used to chatting, and your chat will be very active, and that's how you'll end up getting a lot of your communication from your students. Okay, so I highly recommend that. In addition, your warm-ups, most math teachers have warm-ups, so what I call in my class the daily duo, my first couple of problems that students do each day, or concepts they work on when they first arrive in class. So what I recommend is, if you're going to have that ready on your whiteboard as students come in, is that you create PDFs with them. And the app that I use, the phone app that I use for doing that is Adobe Scan. It takes gorgeous pictures, and just like in my previous video, I will be taking a picture of this whiteboard using the app Adobe Scan and converting it into a PDF, and it'll be down below this video so that you can see this outline of what we covered in this particular video. And you're going to want that for both you and your students. So for you, the reason that you want PDFs of your warm-ups is that each succeeding year or semester, depending upon, whenever you teach that class again, that particular lesson again, that warm-up is the warm-up for that particular lesson. Sometimes you might revise that each year and post a new one, but you just go ahead, and I recommend you use Adobe Scan, turn it into a PDF, turn your picture into a PDF, and then put it on Google Drive. And then you have it on a specific folder, and it's organized by the lesson number. So next year, you can just look at it and go, hey, what did I do last year? And you open that PDF up, and you can see, oh, those are the problems I did. Oh, do I want to do that again? Do I have time to make a new one this year? But in any case, it can be there. And the reason, something that I just only did starting in my most recent classes, is I started making that folder available to my students so that they could have it opened up even before they came into class. And that could serve multiple purposes, but one of the purposes would be that if you have classes that are back to back and you don't have very much time to prepare your whiteboard ahead of time, then you have that available to you between classes. So you might, the day before or the night before, create your PDF ahead of time so that students can access that. And then when you go through those problems, your warm-ups, then the students already have them, and you don't have to write every detail down on your whiteboard. So it can serve that purpose too. Plus, you can then create multiples of them, an extra one that you say, hey, later on, I know we're going to switch into a new lesson. And if I have another PDF, or maybe if I have a second PDF that changes concepts, and I want them to be able to just access that right away, then you have another one available to them. And then the next thing that we'll cover in the next video are the rest of these. So we'll go ahead and stop this one here.